all these major arcana have come out, the Chariot, the Wheel of Fortune, behind that, the Hermit, and the Magician. So I use the tarot to give myself some insight about the current timeline of my life and, different aspects of my life. And I think that collectively we are in a very similar place where these major arcana are talking about really taking a lot of time to introspect and get the ideas right so that as we move forward, our trajectory is exactly aligned where we want it to be. It's destined to where we'll be. Six of Wands and the Lovers and the Queen of Wands and the Hierophant with the Ace of Swords. Yeah, that is all talking about this rise that has been waiting to happen, that the tools are right here at your disposal. Because the Magician has the aces of all four suits, of all four elements. Damn right. Huh? Knows that this journey is all about what we have learned and how we now utilize it moving forward in this confident strength of really like knowing your shit, like knowing who you are moving forward, because you have taken the time to actually, educate yourself on the things that you are speaking about, which is very valuable, and that it's coming from a human and it's coming authentically into this world from a channel that has taken the time to really like know what they're talking about. You have closed out cycles. I feel that closed out cycles of tower moments that had to like bring you here to this place, where you can cut yourself free from the old ties of the mind, the trauma that we have that can be healed, that we can move past. And I think that going down that path is much harder than just ignoring it forever until your midlife crisis, right? It takes some strength to face the devil within, the control aspects that have led us here, but have trapped us in the same patterns over and over and over again. So how do we close out that cycle? Well, there is a new cycle that is beginning where it's not going to be any more of the fighting, constant battle and heartbreak, because this gives me the energy of the one who had to learn the hard lessons. Wait, who popping out? 10 of Swords popping out behind that. The one who had to learn the hard lessons. Like, that was a battle that was fought. That was, and these all came out, and they came out in reverse. King of Cups, 10 of Swords, the Star in reverse. Dealing with really like nasty energies that wanted to make you think that there was no hope, right? That were very manipulative, that didn't want you to see your power, that didn't want you to see that you could end those tough cycles, that you could get out of those tough cycles, right? The authority that has wanted to control us all, because it wants to control the people who are meant to actually create really wonderful change in this system. And, the countdown has begun. The countdown has begun for the transformation of the rigid authority systems. We know that. We can all feel that. Anyone who has gone down this path of questioning those systems has felt it for a long time, even when people thought that you were crazy, probably, right? But you had strength to face this transformation. that takes taming the beast within, that takes facing the ego, looking at our wishes and where they come from, but also seeing, you know, how we act when we want those wishes, if we ever act in ways that, you know, take us out of our character of who we want to be, and facing that. Yellow and yellow, like there's a lot of solar plexus energy here. Let me hit the solar plexus chakra bowl, because allowing that energy to shine and be balanced, that's going to give you healthy confidence. But it also is where the people who are so attached to their ego get lost, right? And I think that the big lesson here is about allowing yourself to move forward, even if there's still things that, you know, you can't see. There's still just like hard mental days. 8 that is the number of abundance, but it is also the number of the karmic loop. Because in order to create something, it's, you know, it's the lemniscate, it's the infinity symbol. In order to create something that is lasting on this material world, a plane in this world, we have to make something that works with the material matter. And that requires, okay, 9 of swords, the hermit, cutting through the illusion, right? That requires cutting ourselves free from what has bound us. And a lot of that comes from our mental anguish of what we avoid looking at internally. And that usually is the reason why we can't move forward in the way we want to, because there is some voice within our minds that is distorting the truth, that is making us think that we do not have what it takes, that we do not have all of the tools that we need. But if you have all of these aspects of yourself balanced, all of the elements, the mental, the swords, the emotional, the cups, the energetic, the inspiration, the fire, the wands, and, you know, being able to seed that into the material and take that material action is that last step. But that last step, it only can happen when the first step has clarity. Clarity brings us a new way of seeing things. And sometimes, you know, you have that fire that works so fast, right? But then our mind is wondering how that inspiration is going to manifest itself, and trying to figure out everything along the way instead of just taking the action. But this is where the magician comes in within you, knowing that you have the high ground here, that you're about to have a reason to celebrate. Because balancing the fire and the water within us, tempering those emotions, is how we end up just being able to sit there and receive and attract as the Empress, again with the yellow, really connected to that solar plexus energy, to the sun within us, that masculine energy, and having a balance of the masculine and feminine within. So allowing ourselves to receive and making that choice about what we want to bring into this world, and how the action that we take is in alignment with what our intuition truly desires. If you'd like a personal reading, you can book one through the link in my bio, and follow for more readings and energy on how to move forward. Magician babe. Remember that. Sit back and receive.